My name is Ron Newman. I'm the instructor for the Photoshop class. We just finished the Biomimicry conference posters.
It's for the San Diego Zoo. There's a conference in April.
Basically, the students were responsible for coming up with the conference media.
What we were asked to do was design a poster based upon one of the three animals.
Going to the zoo, seeing the doctors and everyone there telling us about biomimicry, then to have to go to Photoshop and be inspired by biomimicry and then take that and put it on a medium like a movie poster.
And in doing so, we were supposed to study it and also apply the way it lives and functions to a design innovation.
So basically what I had to do was restructure my entire curriculum for the project and figure out how to get students to make a poster in 5 weeks.
Ooh, we're new to Photoshop, so it was challenging because it was a little bit of a trial by fire.
And I kept referring to this as like
Ninja Photoshop.
And it was basically timely information. It's like, okay, this is where you need to be, this is what you need to do, this is how you accomplish it.
Ron was invaluable. He was fantastic.
Provide us with different resources outside of class.
Ron was very patient with us and our emails that we sent, asking him questions and sending him JPEGs.
Their ability to like follow instructions, endure Photoshop ninja style, just Photoshop being crammed down their throat.
Or having us record him doing little things so we could remember what he was doing.
We had Ron tutorials. He was patient and also very excited about Photoshop, which makes it more fun for us to learn.
Every class, I mean, it's a 4-hour class, and we went a solid 4 hours in demos.
To go from having no knowledge of Photoshop whatsoever to producing what I did is all because of his instruction.
The challenges faced by the students was kind of thinking outside of the realm of interior design for a while. And so my challenge was to kind of get them to turn that around and look at it just as design, period. And so looking at design from its purest point of just it's a different medium, and so you can go and look at an animal, you can come up with innovations, and now we're going to graphically represent this, which is very much the same as we've got all these ideas for interiors in our minds, and how do we represent that graphically in a different medium. The whole concept of Alexandra and Megan's elephant.
We were pretending we were in Africa kind of observing these elephants, and it was like we were taking field notes, so the font we used was kind of hand sketchy, and our sketches themselves were sketchy. So
that's because we actually sketched the sketchy sketches.
We sketched the sketchy sketches.
The elephant's the star of the show, so we have him looking directly at the viewer, and we kind of cut him across so you just see it's dramatic. You only see one side of his face and one of his ears, and then we have thought bubbles coming from each part of the elephant where we were inspired to come up with an innovation. We used 4 innovations for our poster. The second was improving outdoor equipment as well as military protective gear inspired by elephant skin.
Because it's so dense that it can last for long periods of time in the sun and it won't get dehydrated. So we wanted to use that same idea and have it, if they were in Africa, that they wouldn't get super hot in their tent. It would be like a cooling.
And they totally played into it. So as far as like working with concept, they nailed it.
The elephant in the room is an English idiom for saying something that's really obvious, and we think that coming up with technology based on nature is obvious. We wanted to make sure somebody could come get the idea from the poster just by looking at it briefly and understand that these are innovations that we're dreaming about and that they're things that can exist if somebody smarter than us comes up with the scientific development of it.
Every aspect of the design was dead on. I was very proud of them on that one. The Cmyk Scorpion, they totally embraced. Cmyk, for those people who don't know, is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, and so those are the 4 colors that you use for printing. They did a really good job of reinterpreting the innovations from the whip scorpion and also the whole motif.
The direction that we took was to create something that was fun, using trendy colors.
In terms of aesthetic, we were inspired by its geometry and long lines.
Creatively satisfying, one of the requirements of the project was making sure that the animal made a presence onto the poster, and they actually took that in a graphic representation as well, so not being literal with the actual scorpion. They really worked really hard on that, and they did it really well.
So in terms of its functions, we were inspired by the tailless scorpion ability to censor things around.
It has 8 legs, 2 legs which are long, whip-like, and that has its sensory organs.
Their innovations were pretty awesome.
We had 3 innovations. The chandelier has the geometry and the shape of a scorpion.
It encompasses different types of devices that you would normally have in your home.
Fire alarm, smoke sensors, and also CO2 sensors.
So it is a multifunctional light fixture.
I was very happy with their overall concept and the execution, and it's one of the brightest posters in the collection, so they did an excellent job. Roel's Weaver was definitely a work in progress. He went through a lot of iterations.
At last count, I think I had about 15 different versions. The first poster I did was basically just silhouettes. When I came to the final poster, it was just layers upon layers of small details. As soon as I found the innovations and the motivation and the concept to what I wanted to do, everything just seemed to fall into place after that. The inspiration first came as to do a movie poster. Based on that, created a character based on the Weaver bird.
It definitely has the feel of the movie poster. It embraces architecture, it embraced the animal, it embraced the entire project, and then it's a slick graphic too, and so he did a really good job.
One of the innovations was based on the Weaver bird's ability to create a nest that has defensive capabilities. The nest has the ability to expand and contract whenever there's, say, a predator like a snake. So if a snake comes along, the nest will either expand or contract and would cause the snake to fall off. I imagine the suit to have texture that would also kind of do the same in a struggle or something. It has ability to contract and kind of solidify so that nothing can either penetrate or harm who's inside. There was just so many design challenges, but eventually it came out to something magical.
It's an amazing project and very proud of him. It was amazing what the students were able to accomplish in such a short length of time.
Oh,
We don't even know how we did it. We are very proud of ourselves.
Oh my gosh.
No, we're proud how the poster turned out. We're excited.
We're very,
Yeah.
very proud. This process has been a wonderful working experience, especially for something as big as the San Diego Zoo. This was a really good, platform for us.
I believe that this project has benefited our career and our education. I'm very grateful that I'm doing this.
I'm also thankful for the opportunity.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun.
They did an amazing job. I am so proud of every single one of them for surviving.